What's up everyone, my name is Fede and welcome to another video. And today I want to talk to you about the iPhone XR and why it is an amazing deal on 2020. So let's get to the point and let's go. So when this phone came out 2 years ago, I didn't really understand why it was so controversial, when all I could see was a great phone at a much lower price. And with the release of the iPhone 12 lineup, it is the perfect time to think about getting an iPhone XR. The iPhone XR is a beautiful, powerful, good-looking, and budget-friendly iPhone. But the question is it still worth buying on 2020? Well, let's find out. Design. The iPhone XR design is great, and it looks as good as it did 2 years ago. The iPhone XR features an edge-to-edge display with slim bezels and no home button, instead adopting a notch and the TrueDepth camera system for Face ID. It also features a 7000 series aerospace grade aluminum frame, and it has glass in the back, which of course allows it to feature wireless charging. Now, something I really like about the iPhone XR generation is the colors. It comes in white, black, blue, coral, yellow, and of course the product red. But the colors were so alive and different. Now the iPhone XR looks very similar to the iPhone 11. It's actually the exact same phone, but the iPhone 11 features an extra camera lens. That's it. I honestly like the XR colors better than the 11. At the front of the XR, there's a notch that houses a TrueDepth camera system, the speaker, and an ambient light sensor, but other than that, the iPhone XR is all display. Now, something worth mentioning is that the iPhone XR is IP67, which means it is water and dust resistant. This doesn't mean that it is waterproof. The iPhone XR can stand brief water exposure like splashes, rain, or something like that. But I don't think you should get your phone wet on purpose. That's not a good idea. Number 2, the camera. Now when it comes to the camera, the iPhone XR has a single lens 12 megapixel camera. It has an aperture of f1.8, which is great, because the lower the aperture, the more light goes into the camera sensor. So this means that low light pictures have actually a better chance of being great. In fact, it is the exact same wide angle camera lens that you find on the iPhone XS and the XS Max. Just because the iPhone XR is a single camera lens doesn't mean it doesn't support portrait mode. Apple managed to enable portrait mode on the iPhone XR through software. It's a feature that was previously limited to dual lens cameras. Now, if by any chance you don't know what portrait mode is, it's a feature that's going to allow you to take DSLR-like pictures. This means that you're going to have the smooth, blurred background on your back. It's a feature that has been extremely popular since it was released, and not just on the iPhone, on any phone. And depth control has also been introduced. Now this allows the depth of field of a photo to be adjusted after the photo was taken. As a photography lover myself, the first time I saw that you could do that after the photo was taken, my mind was blown. Another great feature of the iPhone XR is that it comes with Smart HDR, which means that the camera can actually capture more detail on your pictures by brightening the shadows and lowering the highlights. Even in situations that the lighting conditions are poor. And this is something that also blew my mind when I first saw it, because this is something that way more expensive cameras can do, and by way more expensive cameras I mean tens of thousands of dollars. And the fact that you can do that on a phone, I'm used to it now, but it's still super impressive. At the front, the 7 megapixel TrueDepth camera enables all of the features that are available in the iPhone XS, which includes portrait mode, portrait lighting, and depth control. The front camera is not as impressive as the back camera, but it's still good enough to take great selfies. Very important, I know. The iPhone XR can record 4K video at 24, 30, or 60 frames per second. It supports 1080p slow motion video at 100 or 240 frames per second. That's also something that way more expensive cameras can do. Oh my god. Number 3, display. The iPhone XR is equipped with the most advanced LCD on a smartphone ever. Apple named it Liquid Retina. Now you gotta love the Apple marketing. And the iPhone XR supports many of Apple's technology advancements, including tap to wake to activate display with a single tap, swipe-based gesture system to replace the Touch ID home button, True Tone for matching the white balance of the display to the ambient lighting, and white color to vivid true to life colors. And although this screen doesn't have the better specs out there, it certainly is really good. Number 4, specs. Now when it comes to performance, inside the iPhone XR we find the A12 Bionic chip, which is quite powerful, and it allows the phone to have incredible features like Smart HDR, Face ID, and the camera and all that stuff, which is great. Now the A12 Bionic chip is gonna future-proof the iPhone XR for at least 3 or 4 more years. So you don't have to worry about this phone slowing down anytime soon. Boom! Number 5, battery life. Now this is the thing that I was the most impressed with. Oh my god, the battery life is just incredible. Now when I got this phone, of course I knew that it had the longest battery life on any iPhone ever. Now that's no longer the case, but the battery life is still incredible. Of course now the battery is old and you can see that it's actually 89%. Wow, that sucks. But I can very easily get all day battery life out of this phone. So when I got this phone, battery life is something that I stopped worrying about altogether. It is that good. So good. I cannot really stress this enough. It is so good. Number 6, is there anything wrong with it? After 2 years of use, I have one complaint, and it is my only complaint, and I think it was my fault. The top speaker, it just sounds so bad. That was the top speaker. It just sounds so bad. That's my only complaint. It's something that I noticed as soon as it happened, because something I really loved about this phone as well was sound. The sound was great. It's not anymore, but still decent enough. Number 7, price. Now the iPhone XR is available for purchase right now directly from Apple or some other third-party vendors. But the iPhone XR starts at $499 for the 64GB model, which is a heck of a deal. But you can find the refurbished version starting at $419, which is even a better deal. And Apple Care, which is something that I talked about in my last video, which you can see here, I don't know where. It's available for the iPhone XR for $149 for 2 years of coverage, which I highly recommend. Since the back panel is glass and the front panel of course is glass, it can be very fragile. Number 8. Is it worth it? If you want a short, honest answer, that would be yes, heck yes. 1,000 times yes. It is so worth it. Now more than ever, 2020, iPhone 12 lineup out. This phone is great. The iPhone XR is cheaper than ever and is as good as ever. So if you're thinking about getting an iPhone XR and that's the whole reason you're watching this video, my advice would be go for it. Yes, get it, go for it, go buy it. It's a great phone, you're not gonna regret it. I've had this iPhone XR for 2 years now, and honestly, the iPhone 12 lineup is great, it's beautiful, it's incredible, it has so many great features, but I'm not even close to thinking about upgrading this phone because there's no need to. There just hasn't been a good enough reason to upgrade this phone. And I think this phone is gonna be so good for another 3 or 4 years easily. What do you want, Siri? So that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you being here with me talking about this incredible phone. And if you drop a like and subscribe, that would be incredible and I would be so thankful. Don't forget to leave me your thoughts on the iPhone XR. I really want to know about what you think of this incredible phone. I hope you guys are doing great and I'll see you on the next one.